Why, hello, everybody. It is me. I have returned. I am Jeremy. I am the one of the dungeon masters here on DnDTime, and you are the beautiful, wonderful chat. Hello, everyone. Good morning. How y'all doing? Oh, I guess it's not morning technically. It's afternoon. It feels like morning right now. Nerds, welcome, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks since we've seen you, bud. So you're all moved in. Nice, nice. I'm sorry, Bionic Shiba. You wanted Jeremiah, the Spanish lady killer. There you go. That's my Spanish accent. That's all you're gonna get from me. Howdy, Adrian P, Luminarian, Flannel Pug, and everyone else who's hanging out. How y'all doing this morning? I know I'm doing pretty okay actually. I don't know why. I feel like I should be more tired today, but I'm doing fine. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for today. We got some good stuff going on. Oh, I didn't even see you, Kittens. I'm sorry. Hello, Kittens. Has Switch told you we made Bunny Folk a playable race for DnDTime? I'm gonna link that real quick in the chat for you. We did this. That was our first homebrew for DnDTime, just for you. Because I know you wanted them. Here we go. I'm gonna link them right here so you can go take a peek. And for everyone else, thank you all for hanging out today. We're gonna build a one-shot dungeon from scratch. So, oh no, Adrian, you played League of Legends? That's why you're doing terrible. I mean, at least you know, right? Knowing is the first step to, I don't know. Like, what are you gonna do? Stop playing League of Legends, I guess. Be my thought. Little Booper is the best Bunny Folk. Bionic Shiba. Bionic Shiba. I'm not gonna say anything about who's the best, but wait, now he's not the only anymore. So I don't know. Anywho, everyone, welcome to DnDTime Behind the Screen. For those unfamiliar or anyone watching the VODs, Behind the Screen is a show where I, Dungeon Master Jeremy, sit down with you, the chat, and together we brew up a adventure for tomorrow's episode of DnDTime Delves. So over the course of today, basically, we are going to be figuring out what our adventure is going to be. We're going to be brewing it up, building it. And yeah, we're gonna be using Roll20, which you can see here on the screen, and it should be a lot of fun. I've kind of prepped a bunch of monsters and things. We'll see which ones we end up actually using. But basically, the gist of it is I'm gonna come in here with a rough framework. We're gonna kind of talk through a concept, and we'll figure out where we're gonna go. So if they hit a PC, they die instantly. Oh, the one-shot dungeon. We're making a pun out of this. I don't think it's the one-shot dungeon. I don't think we're just gonna kill everyone immediately. That would be pretty rude. But anyway, yeah, this dungeon will be run tomorrow on Delve. It should be a ton of fun. So the first thing that I really like to do when we're gonna start working through the dungeon, we need to talk about what's going to be in the dungeon, right? What is the actual adventure? Like, what does it entail? And today, I've come in with a concept. So last time we did this, it was totally open and free form. And while that worked, we came up with actually a pretty fun adventure. I felt a little lost. It was really hard for me to I think we need a little more framework to kind of guide our direction. So our framework today, we're going to be looking at, I thought it'd be really cool to make a trap dungeon, where our entire concept is that this is a trap-infested dungeon. There are monsters, but those monsters are they're like the traps, right? The players have to trigger these monsters to make them attack, whether it be secret rooms that the monsters are in, that the player characters can accidentally unleash. I want the players to be terrified to take a single step. You know, I want them having their 10-foot poles out poking, and I think we could do some cool stuff. Maybe, hopefully. I believe in all of you. You're all way more clever than I am, and I could come up with this. So together, I'm sure we'd come up with a radical little vibe here. Power word kill on everything, Bionic Shiba says. I'm not totally sure about power word kill on everything. Adrian P asks, what level the player characters? That's a great point. We're looking at level 6 this week, I think. Let me quickly double check that. Actually, that would be a great thing for me to have known 100%. Level 8 rather. We're level 8. So, swarm of centipedes. Okay. Yeah. So I think we can go with a whole bunch of different things. This leaves basically anything from like CR 1 through CR, 5 or 6 or 7. To be like very good enemies here. I like lots of smaller enemies. It's just a lot more fun to me, I think, fighting overwhelming forces. And yeah, let's start off. So I think the first thing we want to talk about is what are we gonna do for the kind of gimmick in this adventure, right? What is our adventure hook? Why are they going into this dungeon? So I think they're definitely going into like a dungeon. They know it's a dungeon, I think, is kind of the shtick I think is going to be the most helpful here. I have sorry about that, my phone was buzzing. I have up on the screen now my little notepad where we're going to kind of take, oopsies. We're going to take notes and we're going to figure out what we want to do and what we want our adventure to be. Swarm of poisonous snakes drop from a trapdoor in the ceiling. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Adrian P. The snakes fall from the ceiling. Perfect trap. So over here, right on the screen now, I have the adventure hook we used last week, which was an infernal assault. An infernal assault from a bunch of devils had kidnapped an NPC companion of the player characters, and the player characters had to go after the devils to rescue them. So I think we want to stick with a kind of different gimmick this time around. I think this time the player characters, their MacGuffin is they need a tome, right? They need some sort of artifact, and they're busting into this lair, right? This trap-infested dungeon to get that artifact. This is a super common theme. I know the Tomb of Annihilation adventure that just came out revolves around it. A whole bunch of classic adventures revolve around get the MacGuffin at the end of the dungeon to do the thing. So I think that's a pretty good place to start. So get the MacGuffin at end of dungeon. So the next thing, what do we want the dungeon to be? Do we want this to be like some great creature's lair? Like, is this like a dragon's lair? Or is this dungeon more of, I don't know, like, what are we thinking? Is this like an ancient tomb? What do you all think? I'm wondering what you guys have to say in chat. A brazier and a bowl when you touch summon a fire elemental and a water elemental respectively. Oh, that'd be cool. I'm gonna actually... So, we're still coming for cool ideas, but... And bowl. A layer of crystals. Oh, I love that idea. Okay. Crystals. Biyoshi... His library. So that would be, I mean, that's like the thought that I came into if you guys didn't come up with anything. I was thinking like, we have this dragon that has shown up in many delves named Biyoshi, who seems to have an obsession with tomes. And so this could be like they're raiding Biyoshi's library for a specific tome. That'd be pretty cool. I like the idea of like a layer of crystals. So it'd be like a crystalline formation. What are they trying to get in there, Luminarian? Let's make a huge... Well, we can't make it that huge a layer, Luminarian. So, the adventure we're running is a 3 to 4 hour one-shot adventure. And so, we do have to consider, well, we can't make it that big. There are some repercussions. An artifact was stolen by a thief, and they retreated into their trap dungeon. Oh, okay, that's not a bad one. artifact stolen by thief. Retreated into the trap-filled dungeon. Adrian says, how about a mummy layer? As in the one grown from the magic bean item. Oh my gosh. Mummy layer, magic beans. That's not a terrible idea. I actually, that's a great idea. Adrian is referring to a magic item in D&D called the Bag of Beans, where if you plant one of the beans, a random thing will happen. It can grow a beanstalk, it can grow a tree that has magical fruit, or it can grow a giant tomb that just appears in the ground, just there, and there's a big mummy lord inside of it, and he's scary. Yes, the Bag of Beans. I love the Bag of Beans. I love the Bag of Beans. I have an awful story about the Bag of Beans. One of my friends, we were playing, and we found a bag of beans. He found a bag of beans, but he didn't share it with anyone. He didn't have any idea what it did, so he went to plant the bag of beans. And long story short, he got the mummy's lair, and just decided to explore it himself, and just died. And it was a very unfortunate circumstance. Yep. I don't think I want to do a time limit, because time limits are really funky. These delves are generally pretty tough, which means we want players to like consider taking short and long rests. Probably not a long rest if we can help it, but at least a short rest. And yeah, time limits make that really weird, especially since how long a short rest is in 5th edition D&D. It's an hour long. You can have the entire, oh god, I can have layer actions the whole time. All right, let's see. Layer actions the whole time. So with the library, we could have lots of magical effects, animated objects, perhaps. We can do some cool stuff with the library. With the tome, we can have layer actions the whole time, almost as though the layer, the dungeon itself is fighting back. That'd be pretty cool. Artifact retreats into a trap-filled dungeon. I like this because, I don't know, it gives like a real enemy for them to fight, or at least like a boss-like character. But we could do that with either of the other ones as well, because they have the Mummy Lord and the other one. This is just a trap-filled dungeon. In this case, I think we'd consider like, well, what are the main enemies, right? Is this a funhouse dungeon? But every time you risk a trap, ooh. Okay, so this is like an extra dimensional spaces. I like this idea now. So we're shooting. Oh my God, Pete! Oh no, Pete's gone now. Bye, Pete. Yeah, Pete, that's cheating. Get out of here. So artifact stolen by thief, I think, and then the layer of crystals. We're looking at. I don't know. I mean, crystals. I think of like magic. So maybe like wild magic. It could be a big factor here. Would be cool. Interactions with player spell effects could be cool. And honestly, I think this layer of crystals and artifacts stolen by thief and extra-dimensional spaces, I think we can tie these together pretty well. Mummy layer is good. I like it. But it's a little less funhouse. It's a very straightforward kind of deal. I'm not sure if we want to go in that straightforward direction. We might. Don't ban DnDTime. And the Byoshi's library, I also like. I like the library, right? Because Byoshi's a dragon. And dragons have kobold servants. And kobolds are notorious for their traps. So I like, we get to use kobolds in Byoshi's library. Actually, you know, I think what might just be cool is we could just tie... I'm sorry for getting rid of the mummy stuff here, but I think for now we can tie together all of these. We can say Byoshi has stolen an artifact, retreated into their trap-filled dungeon, which is in extra-dimensional spaces filled with crazy crystals. And maybe, like, we theme each room. One room has just huge crystals. Another one might be, like, borrowed from a Mummy Lord's chamber. No, actually, no, I like that. We can actually tie that in, too. But maybe just not from the bag of beans. In this specific case. Okay, so I'm liking this. At this point, we're kind of mixing everything together. So, what's our tome? What's our tome gonna be? What, like, object they want? I mean, we're assuming it's a tome. Because it doesn't seem like too many other strong opinions in there, and if we're going for Byoshi's library, I think a tome makes sense. So, the tablets, maybe not tome, but tablets of... Oh. Tablets of what? Tablets of... Maybe they're not tablets. The legendary tome of the Archmagi. Oh, I spelled arch wrong. So, the tome of the Archmagi, a legendary tome containing the spell book, or legendary, a legendary spell book. Okay, a legendary spell book of. Let's come up with the name of an Archmage here, of blank, the first Archmage of the land. Forget Archmage, we'll just say first mage. The first wizard in all the lands. Oh god, no, don't give me Mike Wazowski in Shrek. I like Nander. Nander's a good one. I'm going with you, Luminarian. Nander, the first wizard in all the lands. Thank God. Thank you, Luminarian, for a name that wasn't Shrek. The Archmagi, legendary spellbook of Nander, the first wizard. Let's just say the first wizard. Of Nander, the first wizard, was stolen recently from the Vindale Museum of Magical History. We'll say there's a city called Vindale. It has a museum of magical history. Whatever. While not of magical import, the tome is of important historical. This is why no one's heard of this magic item. It has spells that everyone already knows. It's the first wizard. There have been better wizards since Nander. A lot of magical import. The tome is of important historical significance. And must be retrieved at all cost. Oh, I'm sorry. And I don't like this. This is just so like. I'm not like inspired by what I'm writing. You know that feeling when you're like coming up with it and you're like, oh yeah, let's do that, and then you're like, that's me right now. The Tome of the Archmagi, legendary spellbook of Nander, the first wizard. Instead of, let's get rid of this museum, it's too goofy. Academy Arcanum. There we go. And we'll just say it is of magical import. This tome of prolific magical import holds secrets still still being discovered or rediscovered to this day by the Academy's mages, or the Academy mages. Our heroes must venture through the thieves' escape portal and retrieve the artifact, retrieve the tome. Lest it be lost for all eternity. Oh, lest the knowledge be lost. Knowledge be lost forever. There we go. If they do not return the slab they stole from the pyramid, the plague will continue. I mean, wait a minute. Huh. Adrian, I love your idea, actually, of they stole shit from the pyramid and they have to put it back. That is actually pretty good. But I like this now, too. I like this one because it ties in more of these. You know what I'm saying? Oh, looks like my thing finished up. It ties in the most of what everyone's saying, so I'm gonna stick with that for now. And I'm gonna just throw this up here so that you all can see it. Adventure hook. Boop. All right, so y'all should be able to read that on the screen now. And I think we've got our base kind of roughed out concept here. The first and the most important thing when you're kind of building an adventure from the ground up is you have to consider what is your adventure hook. In a one-shot, players will work with you, right? If you tell players, this is the thing you're doing, they're not going to be like, well, I don't want to do that, because then there's no D&D, right? Then they're not playing the game. In a full-featured campaign, you really got to reconsider, like, well, what are these characters? What do they care about? You know, if they're just murder hobos who want money and magic items, that's why they're going on the adventure, to get money and magic items, you know? Instead of a thing being stolen for these archmages, maybe it's that and the archmages offer you money and magic items. Easy. You know, that's a great way to encourage players to do your adventure. Alternatively, you could have this be some kind of artifact like the party wizard was super interested in. So there are a lot of ways you can tie this into an existing campaign. And the actually extra dimensionality of it is pretty cool. Adrian, I'm gonna keep that that tome, the tablets stolen idea in the back of my head, because I think that's something that I think we could work with in the future. Actually, maybe we could revise this ever. Maybe we could revise this. Maybe they stole the tablet or this book and they put it back. I don't know. I like it like this. I think it's simple and clean. Cool. So we have our rough concept. I'll pull that off the screen since you can now see it bigger up at top. And let's start hashing out what we want to do. Magical rest dimensions with traps. Yeah, right. Yeah, they're adventurers. They'll do stuff. So yeah, let's start talking about what we want to do. Actually, I'm going to bring that back over because we're going to need it. So we're going to keep the layer with the bag of beans kind of in the back of our mind. We'll put it down at the bottom for now. But I think it's time for us to start considering... I mean, that's a good point, Adrian. I think we're going to stick with the other one for right now. We'll consider more. We got to start considering what our 3 or 4 rooms are going to be. So with a one-shot adventure, you want to make sure you have things boiled down and simple enough to a point. Flannel Pug, I steal my ideas from everything, so don't you feel bad about stealing your ideas from these streams. Like, it's all good. That's how D&D works. D&D is made from stolen ideas. I think the Beholder was originally from something else before Gary Gygax jacked it and put it into D&D. And of course, dragons are from something different. They're from just history and mythology and stuff. So let's start figuring out what our first rooms are going to be. Well, I think we have our first one right here, a room of crystals. Room of crystals. And let's start figuring out what our kind of traps are going to be. So our theme, right? So let's just type up here at the top. Theme, traps. We want there to be lots and lots of traps. So I love the idea that the first place they end up in is this extra dimensional kind of almost cavern of crystals. So let's start figuring out what that means. Obviously, wild magic is a potential kind of thing we can play with there. That'd be cool. So maybe like rebounding spells, wild magic surges, magical traps would be cool, and then maybe magical traps that trigger more wild magic stuff. That'd be radical. Luminarian says, the layer of crystals to me was basically a sub-boss guarding some magic crystals he's addicted to. Oh no. When the crystals could fall on the guy, give him powers. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a way to roll with it. You can have monsters that like feed off of the magic, right? Monsters that feed off the magic. So this could be like constructs. I can't type, guys. I'm bad at typing. Constructs, maybe like aberrations, or even monstrosities with like crystalline implants, like experiments. That'd be cool. I like the idea of like a dire bear, but instead of like bone protrusions, it has like the crystal protrusions from some crazy experiments. Oh, see, that's an awesome one, Flannel Pug. So right now, the Flannel Pug just suggested that we have floating crystals. So floating crystalline moats throughout the room, which which produce magical effects when touched. Maybe a table? Wild magic? We'll figure that out. I love that idea because it makes like, it immediately puts in the fear of, okay, there are traps all throughout the room, we see them, but they're everywhere. It's not like pressure plates in the ground where, oh, I'll just fly over them. No, they're just all over the place. Luminarian says, or crystals that make mirror images of the adventures. That's actually pretty cool too. Maybe like mirror effects. That would be pretty radical. So like, maybe like shadow reflections would be cool. As like a kind of extrapolation of the mirror effects thing, like your mirror images, we could have like shadow images. I think that's pretty cool. Because I don't know what their characters are, so it's hard for me to just take their stats and immediately use them. Plus that's a little, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to go totally in that direction. I feel like kind of distorted, dark reflections would more fit my vibe. But that's just me. Poison? Oh no. Yeah, we could fit poison into this. I'm not sure I want to. That might be going a little overboard with the crystal area. I think we might be in a good spot just with this. So I guess the question, it looks like we've come to the conclusion through this little kind of back and forth discourse, is it looks like this room isn't like super well protected. This is the extra dimensional place where they all, hey, Plunder, how's it going? The extra dimensional location where the adventurers first come in. It's like the landing pad. So this is probably not where the other, like the main goons would be, so to speak. I like the idea. Let's see. just have some books that will crush adventurers. Okay, maybe magic books. Defendy books. Books. Defensive. Yeah. All right, cool. So I dig this. Right now we've got a cool like starting place for the crystal room. Talking crystals. Yeah, maybe it's like a puzzle. Ooh, talking crystals. Like chimes, maybe. That would be neat. Hey, Plunder. So basically, yeah, I'm pretty happy. We've got some cool ideas running in for this room of crystals. Oh, riddles. Okay. We'll come back. So I know Pete loves riddles. If we do a riddle, we can't have a fucking Sphinx again. But maybe we'll do something else. Maybe we'll. Ooh. Oh, you got me, Luminarian, right? Crystalline bridge. Troll under the bridge. And maybe it's like a troll, and the troll maybe has like crystals embedded within it. Embedded in it. I mean, that'd be pretty rad. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, Luminarian, you're feeling it too. I love this idea because we're tying it in, right? We're tying everything together, and so I think the troll is like the one thing that is in this wild crystalline area that is actually a servant of this this dragon and protector of this library. No Dora the Explorer. Nope, you're going too far, Luminarian. So let's start figuring out what our next area is. So once they leave the crystal chamber into the dungeon itself. And yeah, I think this is like a true dungeon feel. And then the last chamber, I think we said, is library, right? So that'll be Biyoshi's library. So what do they find in this first dungeon, this first room? So I think this is just kind of like an entryway foyer. So maybe there's like these 3 dungeons. I think maybe this is this small library. So an entryway foyer, and maybe like this foyer is like got staircases, fine carpets, chandeliers. What else would a foyer have? And I imagine just everything is a trap, right? Paintings on walls, maybe like eye holes are like traps. I don't know. And I like the idea, right? If we just say no apparent exit. So right now they walk into this room, they look around, and they don't immediately see any enemies, but they also don't immediately see any way out, any way to go. And so maybe they have to start interacting with all the other stuff in here. I like that maybe we put like a fountain. Yeah, exactly. The paintings have holes in the walls where things can shoot out. That's exactly what I was thinking. Have carpets that entangle players. Yeah, exactly. What else would a foyer have, though? What other tools do we have to play with? Oh, you know what I love? Chandeliers are made of crystal from the other chamber. So we have a little bit of the wild magic kind of coming into here. Let's see. Display with creatures inside. Oh, yeah. Excellent. So we have like... Oh, God. Oh, the paintings are extra dimensional. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. So maybe not the eye holes are traps, but extra dimensional. Players can go in and paintings can come out. I love that idea. That's excellent. A trap door. No, I don't think we want an insta-kill. An insta-kill trapdoor. That might be BM. But I do like the idea of a trapdoor into a pit of spikes? Maybe. Well, trapdoor. To a pit, and then we'll figure out what's in the pit. Mimics. Mimics are obviously a great option to you know, I almost like the idea of not including mimics just because. You know what I mean? You're like candelabras, maybe a fine banquet table, with stuff, a coat rack, which maybe bits of body parts. Oh god. And blood everywhere to freak someone out. Jeez, Luminarian. Cruel, man. Maybe just a coat rack. A coat rack, and the coats are all stained with blood. So we keep that on there, so it's just like, oh dear. What else is there in this? Because I imagine this room is going to be a bit of a puzzle, a bit of a... Because they got to figure out how to get out. So how do they get out? Let's talk about this. There's no apparent exit. But how do they get out? What's their actual strat? What do they have to do? And that's an interesting thought. What do they have to do? So maybe there's curtains. Curtains block apparent windows. No apparent exit. However, behind the curtains are maybe like tunnels, or maybe not tunnels, but are flat wall, and one wall is like illusory, maybe. Enemies can come out of them, maybe. That might be cool. Oh right, the paintings. They gotta do the paintings. Ooh. Oh yeah. Behind the curtains are flat wall. So we just do that. Actually flat walls. No apparent exit. Must travel through the paintings and get things out. Ooh, that's a cool idea. I really dig that. Obvious trap. It's actually the exit. I love that idea. So maybe that trap door is actually the way out. Oh, that would be rude as hell. Ooh, trap door to a pit. Maybe like they fall into the pit, and then it starts to like crush them, but they see it has like 3 keyholes, and they have to go into the paintings to actually get the keys. That'd be rad. But if they fall in without the keys, they'll might get just crushed. Who knows? But yeah, I'm super into this. They actually need to go into the trap hole. Oh, Shiba, you said it too. You actually beat me to it. All right, I'm super digging this. So it looks like we are gonna skip the library idea. And we're really into this extra-dimensional spaces here. We're not gonna insta-kill Luminarian. The goal is not to just instantly murder them. It's gotta be fun. The trapdoor has a painting of spikes. Oh, that's excellent. Oh my god, maybe the trapdoor isn't a trap. Ooh. Okay. I love this, right? There's no trapdoor. What instead, so we describe the paintings on the wall, but we also describe paintings on the walls and their various scenes. But one painting lies strewn in the center of the chamber. It appears to show... What does the painting show? Oh god. The same exact room, looking up at the chandeliers. I like this. I like this a lot. So there's like the secondary pocket dimension that is the same room. Oh my goodness, this is excellent. I'm super into this right now. So we've got all the paintings on the walls, and then there's a painting on the floor. And looking down at the painting on the floor, it shows as if you were looking just up from the perspective of the painting. So they can step through into an extra dimension of their own. Oh my goodness, we're getting funky here. Really gonna wig them out. And then maybe yeah, and then the trap door is in the painting dimension of the foyer, right in front of the exit, the way they came in. I love this. This is excellent. I'm super into this now. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be terrified of fucking everything. I love this. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So let's start talking about what these psychic damage, they get freaked out. Oh, I don't think I want to do that. I mean, we could play with like madness effects. We could play with like psychic damage and like stunning and paralysis and all sorts of stuff. But I think the painting dimension has shadows, right? I think that's what we're going to tie back into these shadow reflections. Yes, excellent. There we go. We're going to move those out of there, and we're going to put them into mirror effects, shadow reflections. Of the PCs. I like this idea. Okay, so no apparent exit. Cool. So actually, yeah, we have to worry about. We were talking about what we want to be these other rooms, right? What are the paintings of? I mean, I'm trying to think. What are the paintings of? Maybe the PCs and the copy collide. No, God, no. I don't think so, Fliddlepug. That's scary. Oh yeah, okay, so we'll give one of them as a freebie. Painting 1 depicts a severely wounded old man holding a golden key. I love the idea of them getting the key before they have any fucking idea what it's for. That's amazing. I love that, because they haven't found the keyhole yet, which of course is at the bottom of the trap door with the painting of spikes at the bottom. So I dig it. So painting 1 depicts a dying old man. Painting 2. What do we want painting 2? Yeah, each poses a challenge. Yeah, well, I think what we do is we want 2 challenges for the so okay, what we have right now, so we want really to have 3 encounters in this dungeon. That's a good way to kind of balance a 3 to 4 hour one shot, right? A little over an hour per encounter. So encounter 1 is in the crystal chamber where they arrive, the crystal cavern, and they fight the troll, they fight whatever, deal with all of the extra dimensional wild magic and traps and stuff. They deal with all that crap. And that's going to be a cool, like, start to get it off, like, with a bang. Then they enter into this puzzle trap chamber, and that's going to be pretty rad in its own right. Forget true dungeon feel. This does not have a dungeon feel. Into the foyer. Right, so then they're in there. And that's not really a trap room, right? There's not a lot of traps there. Or maybe there are. There are a bunch of traps, so they can't be, like, too reckless. But it's not really, there's no initiative, right? I don't think they're going to spend an hour here. One painting is a black dragon. Maybe Shiba. I don't think I want them to actually have to fight a dragon at the end of this, right? I think Biyoshi's not home. for this adventure. Well, I don't think they trigger the chandelier falling. I think it just like happens. Let's find out. Let's see. So painting number 2. So we got painting 1, which is a severely wounded old man with a golden key. Painting 2. What's painting 2? Maybe that's where we can fit in Byoshi's minions. So maybe we can get the kobolds in there. Oh gosh, just a long hallway of stone with an iron door at the end. And this is the kobold death hallway. So this is where we can put in just like all of the horrible things that the kobolds have come up with to trap this. I know, I mean, it's exactly that, though, Shiba. Byoshi's not here because Byoshi already has the tome. The next adventure is going to be Byoshi taking the tome back. Alright, that's going to have to stay there. Yeah, so I'm digging this right now. I'm super digging this. We can have our Kobold Death Hallway. And then painting 3. What's painting 3 going to look like? Oh, maybe painting 3. We're going to take that mummy chamber. What ho? Just grab the rope holding the chandelier, fly through here like a pimp, land like a boss if Fox. Yeah, exactly, Plunder. That's exactly how it goes. Just swing from the chandelier. So maybe like ancient tomb chamber. Mummies, maybe? We'll see. I'm not totally sold on painting 3 yet, but I think we can work with that. And of course, in that one, the golden key is in sarcophagus. And in this one, the golden key is... Oh, you know what'd be cool? I don't know, we'll figure it out. Golden Key is in... If this were not a one-shot, if I were doing a much long... Or, actually, not if it wasn't a one-shot. If I were doing, like, a much longer form dungeon, I wouldn't just have 3 gold keys. I'd have, like, a gold key, a bronze key, a silver key, or something, you know? We'd make it a little spicier, a little more interesting. But I think for this one, it's just 3 gold keys. Because we already kind of gonna be pushing it on time, I think. Having basically 4 chambers. But... like, I almost feel like this crystal room... No, I think we're good. We can do this. We can make it work. Yeah, like, exactly, Plunder. Like a rusted key, or what have you. The third picture is a close-up of flowers and grass. Oh, that's awesome! Oh! Close-up image of flowers and grass. Upon entering, PCs are tiny. Excellent. I love that idea, Flannel Pug. Fuck yeah. Giant ants. And what else would they have? And other, oh god, kinds of threats. Maybe like a bunny folk giant tries to stomp them. I love that. Excellent. Get out of my garden! Oh god, but no, there's no Shrek. We're not putting Shrek in here. Yeah, exactly. Giant spiders. Oh, I'm so into this now. Oh, fuck yeah. But where's the key? Maybe like the key is where? Where can I get the key? Maybe the key is just giant. and half buried in the ground. Excellent. So they just have to, like, they all have to pick it up. And we'll say it's like 2,000 pounds. So 2,000 pounds. This is actually an interesting thing. When you're talking about weight and how much player characters can carry, what you do is you take the total weight, you divide it by 15. So that's, oh, that's not right. Is it? It's like 1,000 pounds divided by 15, 66. No, okay, so that's normal carrying capacity. We're dividing by 30. Right, so that's what I want to do. Divided by 30. Because 30 is their maximum drag weight. It's twice their carrying capacity, which is times 15. So they need a combined strength score of 66 to carry this, which is, I think, way too high for these 4 characters. So maybe we make it like, 1,000 pounds. So it's way too heavy for one player to carry. So it's 1,000. Whoops. Divide that by 30, their maximum drag weight, and boom, it would take a combined strength score of 33 for players to pick up this key. So no single player could do it, but all 4 of them together can almost guaranteed do it. And honestly, 3 of them probably can, but we'll see. Maybe even 2 if they're really freaking strong. I have no idea what characters they're playing, so I know one of them's playing a barbarian, so they'll have some strength in there for certain. Into Bloom's garden. Oh no. Oh dear. I think we're trying to divorce this from DnDTime a little bit. Fraggle Rock. I'm not sure what a Fraggle Rock is. Plunder. Oh, I see. You're saying we could get some Alice in Wonderland, eat me, drink me potion kind of deals. Yeah, exactly, Adrian. If they have a party of 4 8-strength characters, that would not fly. I know they have at least 1 barbarian, so I think if everyone else has a strength of 8, that's still 8 times 3, plus probably at least a 16 in the barbarian. They'd be able to do it. So I have faith that they will be able to pick up this 1,000-pound key if they all put their mind to it, unless some of them die. In which case, maybe I'll have to make it an 800-pound key. But the key is the key. Pun unintended. The thing I'm going for is that no single player, no matter how strong they are, no matter what they say, like, I make an athletics check to pick up the key and just roll before I even tell them anything, which players do all the time. I hate that. Well, I don't hate that. Anyway, doesn't matter if they roll a natural 20, it cannot be done. A singular person cannot pick up this key. Yes, yeah, 32. Yeah, if 4 8 strength characters would barely be unable to. Oh, you came out great. I just finished 3D printing a little dude, a little hippo man. He's a little GIF. Can't see him probably very well. I need to take all the supports off him. Come on, thing. Rawr. Anyway, we'll work on him later. Plunder sent me a video. I can't watch the video right now, so we'll have to see it later. But I will see it later, probably, I think. Remind me at the end of the stream if I forget. Blah, blah, blah. Everything inspires me for DnDTime, Mr. Plunderloot. Everything inspires me for DnDTime. Anyway, so yeah, let's think about what we're doing now. Actually, let me quickly turn that off. There we go. All right. Yeah, they're level 8, Adrian. They're pretty tough. They get a 20 strength. Easy. So, anyway, so we got our 3 paintings. I'm pretty stoked with these. Let's start actually kind of hashing them out a little bit. Where the traps are, what they are. I like this brazier, bowl of water, bowl of fire kind of deal. Because what they're going to see, right? They're going to see the braziers, and they're going to see like, I got to put the bowl of water. I got to pour the water into the fire. When really, they're just both traps. I love the idea of that. It's going to be great. Goliath Barbarian can carry it solo? Could he? 20 strength, 20 times 30 times 2. Yeah, he could actually. A 20 strength Goliath Barbarian, or just Goliath, could carry it. Could carry that weight. So maybe it's got to be a heavier it's almost impossible to carry it. All right, you know what? Switch. We'll make this good. 15. Switch is pointing out that because Goliaths and Furbolgs and a few other creatures have a feature that lets them carry twice their normal carrying capacity, they could technically carry it. You know what? 1250. It's just too heavy. Fuck you, Barbarian. No. We'll figure it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's start talking about what we got here. Actually, you know what? I'm on a, if they are a 20 strength Goliath, I think it's fine that they can carry it themselves. Let's not screw them out of their thing. Yeah, exactly, Adrian. If that's a character concept, let them. You're right. You're absolutely right. If that's like their whole shtick, I think we'll give it to them. So let's start building the rooms and figuring out what monsters and traps we're going to put in them. So our very first thing, we're going to zoom out, and we are on Roll20. For those unfamiliar, Roll20 is a virtual tabletop option. Basically, it is a grid, which you can see, and it's got some tools so you can draw and scribble and stuff. And I drew a line. And yeah, it's used for playing D&D. Characters can take their tokens, little icons that represent their character. So in this case, I will take one of Fern's beast shapes and I will toss it on here. And then they can move it around and all sorts of cool stuff. We're going to be going into some kind of deeper information on this or ways to use Roll20. So if you're completely unfamiliar, this next little area might not be super helpful to you until you have watched another video. There's tons of them on YouTube. Roll20 super easy to use. Yeah, no, exactly, Switch. Exactly. We don't want to screw over a person whose like whole concept is my character is strong. Right? If that's like your whole shtick and you have spec'd your character to be strong, I want to we want to encourage that. Or at least we want to like let them live that fantasy that they're building their character for. So let's start building the dungeons. I have a bunch of tiles all ready to roll to use. However, I don't think we're going to use any of them actually for this first chamber, because our first chamber is the Room of Crystals. So let's scroll a teeny bit down. Just Room of Crystals. So I think the easiest way to start this is I'm just going to take the draw tool freehand and go extra large, and I'm going to pick a dark gray, which is not quite black, and I'm going to draw a big squibbly line. And this is actually pretty cool because I haven't actually gotten to do this yet for DnDTime, or for Delve specifically. And you see I am just freehanding, just drawing. I don't like that look. Let's try that again. So I'm just going to click on the lines to delete them. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And I want this pick. I'm intentionally picking a gray that's not quite black. Mr. Plunderloot's asking, when will we get an official map of the lands of DnDTime? That's a great question. That's a really great question. I think what's going to happen, Plunder, and Pete and I haven't gotten to this yet because we've been busy with a ton of other stuff. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have a competition, not a competition. We're going to have like a call for art, basically, on the DnDTime Discord. Pete and I are going to kind of hash out a super rough, like really crappy map to just show the abstract, like general locations of things on the overall lands of DnDTime. And then, yeah, and then from there, we're going to have people go ahead and anyone who wants to can submit a drawing that they say, yeah, this is my take on the lands of DnDTime. And then, I think everyone will get, like, some Bartholomew, a few Bartholomew bucks as a nice reward and stuff. Thank you. We appreciate this. And then we can make an area on the website where we put all of those maps so that people can all see everyone can see everyone's take on this theater of the mind, the lands of DnDTime. and hopefully that'll be nice, because I'm not a good drawer, and I'd be very bad at trying to make like a pretty map. Hey Fox, it's good to see you. Luminarian's asking, back on track. Luminarian's asking, does the crystal room have a bridge that is crystal, or is it stone and everything else is crystal? I think the bridge is stone, because will the winner earn the Discord role of cartographer? I don't think there's a winner. I think everyone is gonna get something out of it. And yeah, maybe, I don't know. I mean, we're on our to-do list is reorganize our Discord kind of permissions and roles to give people a little bit more credit where credit's due. For example, Lore Master, you know who you are. I'm looking right at you. Switch. But anyway, so let's start doodling. So anyway, I'm just drawing just a big old room. And boom. So I just drew a big, like, I don't know, key. We kind of got two little knobs and thing. It's almost looking kind of like a key. So let's do the next part. So we've drawn this outline, and at this point we got to configure, all right, well, what are we going to do? So we're going to click on that outline. We're going to hit, well, first, actually, I'm going to click on it again. And I'm going to make it, oh, come on. Oh, is it not snapping? Oh, I figured it would snap. All right. So I'm going to just kind of use the Alt key to line it up as perfectly as I can with the lines. And then I'm going to right-click and copy. And I'm going to go over to dynamic lighting. Actually, I don't even have to do that. That's way too much work. I'm going to go over to my dynamic lighting tab. Dynamic lighting is something we use to show just how lighting works in a map. And we're going to just do some dynamic lighting. I pick a bright color like yellow, which will represent the dynamic lighting. And basically, wherever I have a big cut in, so like here we can see it slopes inwards, I'm going to just go, click, and whoop, draw a little line out. We have another one right here, just a teeny one. I don't know if I needed to do that. Same with that, and that, whoopsies, that, and that, and that. And I intentionally do this with minimal cut-ins because it was easier, but, you know, this is basically the methodology you go with. And then it's super easy after that, because you just draw a line around everything. And we're done. The dynamic lighting is all set, which is kind of interesting. All right, so that's the dynamic lighting that we're going to need to do for this room. So now we're going back to objects and tokens. Oh, wait, why can I see it? Oh, that's dumb. It moved it here. That's not right. So I think it's because I had it selected when I moved back to the object and tokens layer. So if I go back to dynamic lighting, does it go back here? No, it doesn't. All right, I guess for some reason that didn't work. All right, weird. Let's delete it, go back to dynamic lighting layer, go back to my line, and go back and just bop, 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 bop. All right, there we go. There we go. I hadn't closed the line. I have to right click to undo it. Oh, I see. I see. Foxy is getting called out. Hey, it's all good, Foxy. Unless you're cheating. So, excuse me. So let's put our little stone bridge. So we're going to take that. And actually, I'm on the wrong layer. I want to right click or click on that, right click layer, send it to map layer. Then I'm going to go to the map layer. And I am going to start. Well, actually, I don't have anything in my art library here. None of my tokens are good. So I'm going to go up to the search bar. And I'm going to search cavern. Because I'm looking for like a crystal cavern. And we got a whole bunch of stuff that shows up. I don't want any of these things. What I want is just a cavern texture or stone texture. If I search stone texture, you just kind of figure it out. So maybe if I type just stone, and yeah, I mean, I could pick whatever, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. So I click it and I drag it on, and yep, it's just stone. And I'm gonna copy and paste and paste and paste, and I'm pasting it just all around where we have all this stuff. Wow. All right. And actually, I think I screwed something up earlier. And I'm not perfectly overlapping it, but basically this is how you can kind of set it up. I actually totally screwed up something earlier, but we're going to get to that in a second. So you can see I'm leaving a space here for the bridge, which actually I'll leave a little bit more space. It's a big bridge. And anywhere that is within our kind of circle that area, besides where we're going to have the bridge, I'm just going to put these little squares in. And this should give us what kind of desired effect we want. And I'll explain it kind of as we do it. But so I'm dragging everything on, making just copies. I'm still in the map layer, which is very important. So I'm on the map layer, and I'm going to click on our outline. I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy. I'm going to go to the dynamic lighting layer. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste. Oh no. Well, that's a little more challenging. And where I lined it up with the corner before, I'm going to do that again. And I know there's probably a better way to do this, but this is the way I know. And boom. It's on dynamic lighting. We go back to objects and tokens. And what we see is disgusting. So I'm going to go back to the map layer, and we're going to put going back to my tokens. We're going to go to just kind of stone, and we're going to bop, bop, and bop. We have our bridge, and maybe on the other side here we'll have a door. So where do I have a door? Big door, big door. Tiles. It's probably under tiles, doors, just because I'm smart. Let's see. Tile door. Cool. Big iron door. And that will be the entrance here. And we're going to right click, advanced, and flip vertical. And there we go. If you have big iron doors, they'll be able to see no problem. And actually, that's probably not going to work right. So we might have to, like, holding Alt, I can pick, like, partial angles here. Because I can tell that that's actually not going to work right. But whatever. We'll look at that in a second, how it's going to actually look for players. All right, so that's gonna look fine, I think. And yeah, we're pretty much good to go. I'm gonna scoot it just a little bit further in so that it's not gonna get cut out when we look at it dynamic lighting. So right now, this looks repulsive. You look at this and it's like, wow, that's gross. However, back on the map layer, we're gonna click on our thing. We're gonna move it to the front. So we have our gray outline that's not quite black. And now if I turn on dynamic lighting, hopefully this will work. And force line of sight, only have dead end drop, restrict movement. And I make the background color black. Cool. This is what we see. We can see, actually one thing we can see right there is you can see over here, if we scroll in, that our little gray line is overlapping our door too much. So we're going to move the door so that it's kind of on the inside of the gray outline, because that's going to be very, very important so that the door doesn't get destroyed by the gray outline. Cool. So that's good now. We have a big door. And if we take a character, so I'm going to go into potential monsters, and I'm going to just grab the Auroch. And I'm going to double click on the Auroch. I'm going to give it sight, and I'm going to give it, I don't know, I'll give it dark vision. 60 feet of dim light. All right, so. And then if I hold Control and L, I can see what the Auroch can see. And the Auroch can see... Aha! It can see our little gray outline to represent the walls. Darkness for this pit. And yeah, our little bridge. And our metal door over there. Is it perfect? No. It's not as nice as my tiles, for certain. But it's not too bad for, like, we just hacked this together in seconds, you know. Or, well, minutes. Alright, so we're going to get rid of that. We don't need the arc anymore. Oh, whoopsies. We're on the map. We're still in the map and background layer. Nothing is on objects and tokens, which is what we want right now. And yeah, we have this crystal room. Let's see if we can find any cool crystals. I don't think I have any crystal tokens. So I'm going to just search crystal. And... Nope, nope. All right, from the web. I just drag a crystal on. Oh, it's got a black background. Can I make that transparent? I don't think Roll20 is smart enough to do that, so we're going to just not use the black background one. How about that? That's transparent, and that's some funky crystal. Maybe I can tint that like pink. Ooh, oh, that's actually good. I don't think I've ever seen the tint feature like do what I want it to do. Purple. Ah, beautiful. Cool. So we have these great little crystals. Dragon Wolf, apparently. Thank you, Dragon Wolf. Let's see what these ones do. Also by Dragon Wolf. Oh, and those are just nice green crystals. Slightly phallic, but you know what? That's fine. You know, ain't nobody scared of some phallic crystals. Not more crystals and more crystal. You know, maybe people are scared of phallic crystals. I'm kind of scared of phallic crystals. Now I'm thinking about it. We're gonna just throw these guys all over the map, and yeah, we're just gonna throw them off kind of haphazardly. Burp, 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 and oh, don't you dare! Bad. Apologies, friends. My cat is trying to eat my 3D printer. The room itself is slightly phallic. Slightly. You gotta be really abstract to make that. Flannelpuck says everything's phallic if you think about it. You know what? I'm not gonna think about it right now. So we're gonna keep throwing a bunch of these crystals around. I'm using the tint feature here just to make them different colors. And I wonder what happens if I use the tint and then white. Oh, that's nice. These are nice little crystals. I'm pleasantly surprised. Everything is kind of coming up Millhouse, proverbially. Or, like, literally, I don't know. Yeah, wow, even those ones tint very well. And I'm just going to rotate them just a little bit here and there. And again, I'm going to hold Alt when I go to rotate things. And move them around, just so that they don't end up perfectly on... oh man, my note. More red crystals. All right, I'm cool with that. I like the red crystals. They look really nice. So let's... Oh, whoops. Double click. Red. I'm gonna rotate it again. And like I mentioned, I'm holding Alt. And holding Alt allows it to kind of... allows you to rotate without kind of locking to it a grid or an axis. So, whoops. See, I can hold it at an angle and drop it like in the middle of a square. Well, this is just a visual representation. I think we're going to just say the crystals are everywhere. Like floating around being funky crystals. But this is just so that when they look in and they look at the map, they recognize, oh, yes, there are crystals here. At least that's my kind of thought. I didn't think this was actually every single crystal in the room. And maybe I just got to be very clear about that when we go to start it. And actually, I can probably change their sizes too, so I can make this one just like wrap. And yeah, cool. So we throw a bunch of crystals on here, just to kind of fit the theme. It doesn't look the prettiest, but I don't know. I like it. It works for me for certain. Maybe one is the Shard of the Storm when activated. I don't know what a Shard of the Storm does, actually, Plunder. So, I'm going to have to think about that one. So, cool. We got all our crystals. They're in good spots. I'm going to Control A to select them all, right-click, and send them to the map layer. So now they are out of mind. We have our crystals. Our players, we know they can see correctly while they're on it. Great. And we have our little bridge. And maybe what I want to do, actually, is I want to go to the map layer. And this is just so that we don't have hard cut edges here. I want to go in with, like, a freehand black draw tool. Go extra large. Oh. Actually, I made a little blep right there. I didn't want to do that. Go in with an extra large black draw tool and just kind of draw some crap around there. What? Just to kind of break it up a little. And you're probably thinking, Jeremy, you just ruined everything. Well, I'm going to click on that and bring the gray to the front. And then I'm going to click on those and bring them to the front. And everything's fixed again! And the players will see it actually be like a cliff. Oh, actually, this crystal's got to be brought to the front. Just move it slightly off axis. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Everything's great. So yeah, I'm pretty happy right now. What happens if I make that like, oopsies. Oh, that looks terrible. Normally I dislike the tint option, so we're just gonna not screw with that anymore. We're gonna leave it the way it is. We have our first chamber kind of set up. Basically, our map is ready-ish to roll. The dynamic lighting will work, and like I had said before, as long as on the dynamic lighting layer, you make these little cuts in where we have inserts, it'll actually block the lighting perfectly. There's no need to like trace all the way around. So yeah, so far so good. Cool. So let's look at our notes. Floating crystalline motes throughout the room produce magical effects. Cool. Let's start talking about what those do. Yeah, it's super dark. Do we want to make light? Whoopsies. So you obviously, I guess you can see, but no one can control you. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be like 15 feet of dim light. Oh yeah, we make some of the crystals glow. We give them like 30 feet of dim light. We give that 5 feet. And we give that 7. I don't know, we can pick random numbers. Like, it really doesn't make a difference at all. And then like, I don't know, 3, 2, whatever. 9. Like, it just really doesn't make a difference at all. The lighting engine all works the same. And then that will be like 12. Wonderful. So we got these little bleps of light kind of coming out. And it looks a little heavy-handed right now. Maybe that one's a little too high. Maybe that should only be like 20 feet instead of 30. But with the character's own vision and lighting, I think it'll be good. Stand among the rest, and if an adventurer touches it, they gain an additional hit point, I guess. Yeah, maybe. Which one does that, though? I think we've used all of the things more than once. Actually, we haven't. This one. Oh, no, we did. He's over there. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Let's talk about, again, these crystals on here are abstract representations of a room filled with crystals jutting out of stone. So let's start describing. A room not room, but like a stone cavern filled with various with multicolored dimly glowing crystals, suffuses the multicolored dimly glowing crystals suffuse the room with light. This cavern with light. Have a crystal golem guardian based on a rock golem, Plunder says. You know, we were thinking maybe we'd do that. Maybe we would do the crystal troll. Yeah, I think the crystal troll would be more fun. I kind of like that idea. Just a troll, but it also has like wild magic surges, like when it punches would be really interesting. because that could be all sorts of different things. And Luminarian, in your head canon, absolutely the troll is snorting the crystals. Not in the game. I'm not gonna say that on my stream, but, or I'm sorry, when I run the game, when I run the show, I just said it here. Multicolored dimly glowing crystals suffuse this cavern with light. A seemingly bottomless cavern, or not cavern, what do you call that? Schism divides the chamber in half, and an ancient stone bridge connects the two sides. Bottomless. Schism divides the chamber in half. And okay, cool. I think that's a simple enough description for what we need. So we got our stone moat, and let's start thinking about what these effects do, right? We gotta pay the troll. Pay the, yeah, okay. I like this idea. At the foot of the bridge, a text inscribed with dwarven runes. It's giant. You can't just inhale solid rocks, man. Enchanter Matthias, you're right. Unless you're wrong. And then you're afraid. I gotta be afraid. I'm sorry. At the foot of the bridge, a text inscribed with dwarven runes, or at the foot of the bridge, inscribed in stone, is dwarven runes. A message written in dwarven runes. Cool, nice and simple, some easy text to read. Obviously, the language is giant, so they know it's dwarven runes. They're similar with giant. They both have the same language, written language, but different. They mean different things. It'd be like reading French, like it's different than English. Cool. So they read it, and it says a toll. The toll must be paid. Must be paid. And I like the idea that in this library, or in this chamber, the toll is a book. But it doesn't say anywhere that, like, it has to be a book. Welcome to the Bridge of Death. You must answer me these questions 3, if the other side you see. No, we're not gonna quite do that. I don't think. I don't think we necessarily need a riddle. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! A toll of knowledge. And this is great, right? A toll of knowledge. And it's a riddle where the answer is book. Boom. So we're tying in that riddle theme we had earlier, and they need to have, or maybe a toll of tomes, and then the answer is knowledge. I see, I gotcha. I see, boom. Oh, I super like this. Maybe it's not written in giant. I want this to be something they can potentially interact with. So we got a riddle. Insert riddle here. Riddle where the answer is knowledge. I super dig this. Because that's what you get out of tomes. And that's the whole reason Byoshi collects these in the first place. So this is awesome. I love this idea. I have a lot to say, but I never speak. Open. I open, but you can't walk through me. I have a spine, but no bones. The answer is book. Yeah, we could do that. We can come up with that one. That's not a bad one. What's in my pocket? We'll come up with. We'll say that for now, and we'll see if we can come up. Maybe we can come up with an original one by the end. I like that one though. Not too bad. A gun. Oh no. So we got floating. Oh, I didn't even write that. Suffuse the float. Floats. Motion. Floats. Aloft in the air throughout this chamber, suffusing multicolored, dimly glowing crystals float aloft and throughout this chamber, suffusing throughout this cavern, suffusing it with light. Boom. With dim light. A bottomless schism divides the chamber in half, and an ancient stone bridge connects the two sides. Float aloft. It is, in fact, redundant. That's all. It's not floating on water. It's floating in the air. What was that, Sheba? Pay the troll with crystals. They have to grab some magnetic trust. So actually, I just didn't notice you, man. You ain't shadow banned, bud. Relax. I'm paying attention. I thought we were taking out the library. Oh yeah, well, no, we're taking out the library, but like, I mean, they're still going for a tome. I don't know. I just like this idea. I just think it's cool. That's all. Float lazily. Oh yeah, I like this. Lazily throughout this cavern, suffusing it with dim light. Okay, so we got we got our riddle. And maybe we come up with a different riddle. I don't know. We'll stick with that for now as a placeholder. We got the floating crystalline moats. Oh, you know, crystalline moats. Boom. Excellent. And now let's figure out what those moats do. So what do the crystals do? What do the crystals do when you touch them? So I think players can avoid contacting the moats by moving no more than 5 feet per round. Cool, so they have a way to avoid them. They just gotta move very slowly to avoid touching them. Perfect. Can be a crystal Snorlax. Hanging silently, air, the arcane energy. Gaze upon them. Oh, Plunder! Plunder! My beautiful, beautiful man! You came up with way better text than me. Way better text. Hang silently in the air, slowly shimmering with their arcane energies, producing a soft glowing up, pleasing the eye to those who gaze upon them. Alright. Good work, Plunder. Yeah, so we're on to like what do these crystals do? So I think we can start kind of putting some ideas, and maybe we'll make this into a table. So I think one of the options is wild magic surge. But I think we can do some other stuff with them. Luminarian, I remember earlier you were saying that they heal. Heal a player. Heal for like, I don't know. I like the idea of it like, it's like a healing potion level of healing. So 2d4 plus 2. So just, it heals a little bit. Nice. I think low is fine. Oh, poison. Okay. So poison for 2d4 plus 2. So we got two nice simple effects, a very bizarre effect for wild magic. Infection crystals that control the player. I think there's a different way to represent that flannel pug, but I like the idea. So like the confusion spell effect is a great way to interact with that. Rather than confusion, we say it's like some sort of otherworldly arcane force. Boost or take away stats temporarily. Oh no. Well, I think making players invisible and stuff kind of ties in with wild magic, because I know that is a wild magic surge. Confuses player, heals, poisons, wild magic. What else? Booster take away stats. Matthias, that's like an interesting one, but I'm kind of concerned. I feel like it's going to be very easy to proc these. So I don't want them to be too heinous. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like, well, you bump into a crystal and your intelligence is 4. Get fucked, wizard. Perhaps one is sentient. I think that's going to be a little too much going on at this point. Soul in a jar, but soul in a crystal. Yeah, I think at that point we're getting a little too... how do I put this? Oh, I'm still in the map layer. Oops. A little too... Yeah, a little too granular with that at that point. You know, I like the invisibility. I'm going to stick with that. Invisibility. But we need these to be a little worse. Oh, right. I'm sorry. I don't remember who mentioned this earlier, but someone said teleported, I think it was Flannel Pug, 30 feet in a random direction, stops at solid surfaces. I like that idea. Uncontrollable gas. I think that fits under Wild Magic Surge. I like these effects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 effects here. We could roll a d6. That's not a bad idea. I also think we could roll a d8 and just have 3 options for Wild Magic, because I feel like Wild Magic is kind of the key here. Cool. So that's a d8, and we'll just put in our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, exactly, Luminary. We just give Wild Magic a little more rolls, and that rolls with it. You gain sorcery points. I'm not a sorcerer! Yeah, that'd be a little funky. I don't want to do that, because I don't want to, like, I don't like the idea of, and I see Matthias the Enchanter saying, learning spells. That'd be really cool in, like, a longer-term campaign. Like, if you knew the players you were playing with and everything, I think that'd be really cool, right? These crystals imparting the knowledge of the tomes within. But I think... No, none of them remove close. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry, man. Oh, you know what? You know what, Luminarian? I'll let you choose. You let me know in the chat. Does this poison you for 2d4, or does it set you on fire? We'll do one or the other. Because we're going to have one directly damaging, one directly helpful. I like kind of sets on fire. Because then maybe that removes your clothes over time for being on fire. Luminarian fire! I'm with you. Sword, I didn't even notice. Welcome, bud. A trap that makes the floor lava. Oh, shit. I don't think we can handle lava at level. Maybe we can handle lava. No, let's not handle lava yet. We'll worry about lava later. Oh, man. Yes, Tripper Crystal. All right, so sets on fire. 1d4 fire damage each round until take action to extinguish flame. All right. I super dig this. Cool. So we have our little table here. Lava puddles. Oh. You know what? Sword, just for you, buddy. We're going to go to our map layer. We're going to go to this dark red, or this dark red. We're going to make a lava puddle. Actually, that's a bad place to put a lava puddle. gonna put it, rotate it a little bit, stick it over here by the wall, rotate it a little better, because I'm bad. Alrighty, and then we're gonna have that lava puddle. Oh, whoopsies. Oh no. Alright, I can still click in lava puddle. That lava puddle, well, it's just gonna stick there for now. I'm gonna take a crystal, because I'm cheating really hard right now. I'm gonna stick a crystal in the lava, and then I'm gonna give the lava 40 and 20. So the lava, tons of light. Perfect. Cool, so I have our lava. Oh, you know what, maybe I'll go into that and I'll hide the lava, the crystal under the lava so you don't see the crystal, it's just lava. Perfect. So we have lava. Boop, and maybe I make that a different red. That red's not quite what I want it to be. Yeah, there we go, darker red. Perfect. So we got lava. A magnificent MS Paint job. Well, I will say, I am a MS Paint wizard. No, I'm not actually. Some people can do amazing things in MS Paint. It blows my mind how some people are even capable of that, but I'm not one of them. I've missed a bunch of stuff. Holy crap. One of them should be sentient and follow the party afterwards. You know what? We're gonna copy that, Matthias. Maybe. Maybe. We'll talk. We'll see. That'll probably be wild magic. We're gonna have our troll. We're gonna have to deal with our troll in a second, actually. And then this is gonna be depending on what I think. If it's like a good idea, if it seems like it's a good idea in the moment, how the party's role playing together, how things are going, if they're going real slow or what have you. One of the crystals is sentient and follows around the party afterwards, making witty and or rude comments. I love this idea. Dear Lord. Maybe have a statue in there too, a crystal statue the troll made. Maybe. I think that at this point we've got enough complexity going on in this room. One of the things you want to make sure when you're creating a one-shot is you don't overload it. You don't want it to be too too overwhelming. You don't want too much going on, or players can lose sight of what's actually happening. So we got our crystal bridge. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's get our troll. Potential monsters. Did I pick a troll? I was not smart enough to put a troll in here. What a shame. However, I did take a Yeti. But Yetis aren't that strong. I put a lot of random shit in here, guys. Just random stuff. So we'll just have to remember that I need to come back to the flail snail. What if it's a flail snail instead of a troll? No, I can't. Maybe I could. How do you guys feel being a flail snail instead of a troll? I love the flail snail. We can make a buffed up flail snail. Wait, what the? Oh god. The flail snail does like random stuff. Alright, that's way too complicated for what I want to do right now. Yeah, we'll do the troll. We'll come back to the troll. Is troll in the SRD? It might be. Troll. Troll. Okay. Oh, right, I need to... There we go. So we got our troll. And we will... Well, we'll keep the troll up there. We'll make a new folder. Called... Delve. And we're going to stick our troll in it. And we got our troll. And what does our troll say? Our troll is a CR5. So I think we can actually go to make this troll a little stronger. How are we going to do that? We keep his regeneration the same, I think. He has loathsome limbs, which is a very, very complicated ability. And it's a variant option. So I'm just going to say, when the troll takes, I don't know, what's a quarter of his health? We'll say 15 or more damage on a given round. One of its limbs falls off, or 15 or, we'll just say 10 or more slashing damage. One of its limbs falls off. At the start of its turn, that limb regrows into a new, smaller troll. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have lots of little tiny trolls. And my thought, so we have our troll, and I'll give him a picture later. We'll deal with it later. Keep his regeneration the same, keep him more or less the same up there, and keep his attacks the same, I think, even. So we'll keep him just pretty much identical. And then what we're gonna do is we can, now if I rename him, so if I go ahead and call him like Crystal Troll, what's gonna happen? Oh, right, we missed his most important effect. Crystalline form. So let's actually boost his AC a little bit from those crystals. We give him like a 17, an extra +2. And then, because he's only CR5, these guys are level 8, we can make him a little tougher. When the troll hits an enemy with an attack, roll a random crystalline effect. And we'll roll that from our table. Or crystal effect. So he just punches people and magic shit blows up. Cool. So we got our troll. We're going to stick him right here in the middle of the bridge. We're going to make him large. And we're going to hide him on the GM layer. So he's hidden. We're going to climb up from under the bridge. And now if I go back here to the SRD and I drag it again, will it give me a new troll? Yes, it did. Haha. Perfect. So he's going to be the mini troll. We're going to rename him and call him Mini Troll. And what Mini Troll does, Mini Troll is a troll because Mini Troll doesn't have the loathsome limbs feature. Or, yeah, I think he does, actually. Oh, boy. Let's make it real good. The Crystal Method. We can call it whatever we want, because I don't think the players are going to actually ever see it. So the Mini Troll, I think he's medium. So he doesn't make 3 attacks. I think he just makes 1 attack. And that's with probably his claw. He just claws at people. Its AC is probably 15 still. I don't think it gets any better, but I think his HP is going to be a lot lower. Keeps that ability. Oh, jeez. Just keep slashing them and making more trolls, guys. Yeah, let's give him that same ability, which, we'll call it Crystal Method. I don't know what Crystal Method is. I might just be doing something like that I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. Cool. There you go, Switch. Just for you. And yeah, I think we're pretty good here. And actually, our mini troll, I want it to take. Oh, it should be 15 or more slashing damage. Cool. Cool. So we'll just stick that right there. And great. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. Actually, we'll give the mini troll 2 of these attacks. We'll give him multi-attack. Multi-attack, 2 claws. Nice and simple and straightforward. And yeah, I think it's a pretty fun little goofy fight. Most of this troll's shit. Of course. Yep. All right, we're back on the crystal meth deal. Whatever, guys. Whatever, y'all fussing with me. Whatever. Cool. So we got our troll. We have both trolls. Will that be strong enough? I'm gonna move him to the GM layer so no one can see him. Will that be enough to really threaten these 4 level 8 characters? Maybe. I think that's okay though, because I'm giving them a riddle too, and if they get stumped by the riddle, then yeah, if they get stumped by the riddle and it takes some time to get through it, and then they have to fight these because they screw it up, I don't want to take forever going through this. So we're going to add a subfolder here. We're going to call that Area 1, and that's where this is right now. And boom. And actually, I will make a new handout there. I'm going to call that Crystal Effects. If I were really interested here, what I could do is I could go through and make like a big table for these, but I'm fine with just doing that. Calling it a day. You could say we were trolling. You could say that's what you're correct. Cool. So we've got our first thing set up. Wonderful. Let's start working through whatever our second thing is gonna be. Man, I am super hungry. I should have eaten before this. Our next deal, as we were talking. So I don't even need that note here. I know the crystalline troll is there. We just put these in. Oops. Cool. So we just put those effects in there. Let's actually go through and put my notes in. So I'm going to go to text. I'm going to go to the GM layer so only the GM can see this. White, and we're going to make it big, and I'm going to just paste. And players can avoid contacting the modes by moving slowly. Great. And then I will copy and paste that. Paste it in. Oh my goodness, that's huge. That's not what I want. So the way to avoid giant lines of text like that is in your text editor here. I'm just going to actually press enter at the end of each of these lines to make them on separate lines. All right, cool. So now if I copy and paste those back in, perfect. Delightful. So those are all my notes. And I do this so that I'll have them right in front of me when I'm like working, right? When I'm actually running the game, I'll have them there. Hey, Matty Morgs. How you doing, bud? Sword, I saw your comment about the obsidian soldiers coming out of the lava. I love that idea. Like, that's sick. That's a very, like, a visceral kind of image. You get the idea of these gleaming black stone soldiers. The problem is I just don't think this is the dungeon for it. This is a goofy, silly dungeon. I got them out of your freezer and put them on your... Oh, you're talking about waffles now. Sorry, that's a lot of waffles. Cool. So yeah, let's start moving on to our next room because we spent a lot of time on that one, which is fair. Like, that's a cool room. We got really into that table of effects and stuff. So let's scroll down, and we can do the foyer. So I'm gonna make close that subfolder, make a new subfolder for area 2, and we're gonna move it below area 1, and I'm gonna draw a line on the GM layer. I'm gonna do that just so I know what goes where. Actually, shit. You know what? There we go. I'll put it right there. Oh, damn it. You know, that's not it either, because it's going to be big-ish. Back to my line tool. There we go. So that will tell me which direction I want to go. Again, to zoom out like this, I'm just holding Alt and doing the scroll wheel. I mean, we're doing some work, Maddie. We're doing something here. I'm pretty excited. I actually really like where this dungeon is going. I think having a bit of a concept in mind before we jumped in was super helpful. Last time it was a little too hectic for me. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. But I'm super digging where we're coming to here. So let's go back to our map layer. And we're going to go to my art library. We're going to get rid of all these crystals because we don't need them no more. I'm going to take a drink of water or I'm going to die. I lost the cap. Got to make sure not to spill that now. All right. Let's scroll down to our iron doors. Boop. We stick them on. Boop. Oh, wait, why'd I do that? I want to copy this one. And I want to right click, advanced, flip vertical, so that way they are perfectly identical. And then I can start placing tiles. So I go to scroll down to tiles normal, because these are just normal tiles. Cool. So we're going to take them and we're going to start stick them everywhere. And I'm just gonna make a big square with these guys. And there's a very fancy little entry dungeon foyer kind of deal. And actually I can see here that my my doors are in the wrong spot, so I gotta move to front so that they're visible. And then actually I want to click on them again. I'm going to hold Alt and make sure they are on top of, just kind of using my arrow keys to make sure that they're actually on top of the stone there. Perfect. Okay, so as I can see, I actually screwed up. Is that where I want those to be? Yeah, all right, cool. So we got the one tile there, the one tile below. Want them to be centered. All right, and then I will take some different tiles. Oh, those have bones on them. I want like pretty ones. Those are normal. Cool. And I will throw these ones in the middle. And this kind of like design differential here that I'm doing, it's literally just to screw with them. It has no meaning. But I really like it. And we'll take tile number 4 and put that. Oh, you know what? Let's take tile number. Yeah, we'll take tile number 4, whatever. Okay. And boom. Cool. So we have, all right, let's see what the chat's saying. I've missed chat for a little bit. I'm sorry, folks. Have you ever thought of doing a backwards dungeon? You can teleport it into the boss fight and after to escort the objective past all the trash mobs. The book? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't think that matters. The MacGuffin is just at the end. It's just there. So let's put in some nice random stuff. There's a big chair. That'll probably be a trap. A second big chair. Oh, you know what? Let's rotate that chair around. Let's get where I have a furnace somewhere. There we go. We're going to drag our furnace tile over here, and that will represent like a nice fireplace since I don't have a nice fireplace token. And then what else is there in here? Oh, the pitfall. We're going to keep, actually, we'll remember that. We're not going to use it yet. What else do we have? Chandelier. Oh, what can we do? I don't think I have a chandelier token. Oh, carpet. We got to have a very nice carpet. I'm going to make this carpet like bigger. It's a very large, nice carpet. It's too big, I think. Yeah, it's still too big. We'll call that good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Move that a little closer, I think. There we go. Maybe not that close. What else? Put a chest in the corner, because there's got to be a chest. And the chest will probably be our mimic. Oh. Can be a little difficult with all the little tokens we're putting on here, but to move everything precisely where we want it. A wild magic chandelier. Yeah, the wild magic chandelier. I almost forgot. Oh, let's put a big fountain here. Just kind of, there's a pretty fountain in this. We'll put the fountain like in the corner, just to like confuse him. Good. All right, so I think we're pretty much set with all this various stuff. I think what we have to do is we'll just have to describe. Oh, you know what I'll do? Let's take these rune inscribed tiles, and that will just represent where the chandelier is. Oh, you're saying the chandelier's under the carpet? Yeah, I'm okay with that. We just got to remember that. We got to put that in the notes. The water just changes flavor every time you drink. And then on the far end of the room, we'll put these kind of walkways up. And that's not what I want. I want that walkway. Oh, what's these? Copy, paste. And I want to advanced, flip vertical. Alrighty. And then I will go back to my tiles, which I don't want any like gross ones. Cool. Take those, stick them there. And then I will just quickly, again, in freehand on the GM layer, just draw a little arrow. That goes to there. Because this is like an overhang balcony over the fireplace and everything. So this is just to represent that it's there. Actually, you know what? It's going to be way easier if I don't do that. Let me go back to the GM layer and delete those. That junk. Let's just go under the map. Take that fireplace, just move it up. There we go. All right. And let's flip that around. Advance, flip horizontal. Oh no. Wait, no, there we go. This is what I want. This is what I wanted. There we go. I want the little black part of it facing the other way. And then we're gonna advance, flip vertical. Perfect. Yeah, okay. It just is a little weird, but we're good. We're good. This is what I want. Is the painting room its own room? No, I think the paintings are everywhere. Oh, I love that idea, sword. Let's, I'm just gonna write that on the map right now. Go to the GM layer and then text. Fountain changes flavor every time you drink, but flavors are always gross. Earwax. Rotten meat. Maybe like, what's another terrible flavor? Skunk. And I don't think they're gonna drink more than 3. Because that'd just be dumb. And let's see, paintings. Do I have anything else that would like make good decorations? Oh, a lever. I love this. So I'm gonna put this lever in. And it's just there. It just doesn't do anything else. So it's hard to see that lever, actually. Do I even want to have it if it's that hard to see? No, I don't think I do. Oh, it's because it's on the GM layer. I need to go to send it to the map layer. Now it's easier to see. Map layer. There we go. This is just a random lever there. It doesn't do anything. I'll just screw them. Is that it? Oh, let's put some statues. And I think we'll keep it there for now. I think we don't want to go like too crazy overboard with all of the, well, I like going a little overboard with all the crap, but ooh, wait a minute. Where are those stairs? Stairs. Rotate. And then front to front. There we go. Perfect. That way we can kind of show this goes up to that upper level. And let's take, where are my doors? Doors. Lever, door. Door. Big wood door. We put the wood door on. We're going to flip that vertically, like I said before. And then, we're going to select both of those, hold Alt, and make sure they're just barely both on. There we go. That way they don't get cut off with the dynamic lighting in. Bad beef and cheese. Ugh. That would be a bad thing for the, you know, well, we'll go ahead and add the text on there. Instead of skunk, bad beef and cheese. There you go, Matthias. That's for you. Oh, Yeti jerky. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So let's, at this point, we're getting a little too overboard with all the crazy stuff going on here. Let's start putting our images on for what are paintings. Where did I have the carpet? Did I call it carpet? Carpet. Cool. So we got our little carpet. I will take that carpet. Oh, I'm on the GM layer. Dumb me. Move to the token layer. I don't even want it on the token layer. Actually, I want it on the GM layer. Or the map layer. And I'm going to make that half as small. I'm holding Alt to shrink it down. And then I'm just going to use the little arrow key to stick it on the wall. So at this point, we've got it nice and set up there. I'm going to just like color it like different colors. And then pink. And then there'll be one over here. And what's the third color? Probably blue. Blue's a good color. Alrighty. And then this is the one that's just kind of out on the floor. Make that perfectly square. Rotate it slightly to show that it's kind of like off, but that's like too good of a rotation. And we're going to make that one white. No. No, these are bad colors. Yellow? Oh yeah, repulsive. Cool. So, I super dig this. My thought is they touch the door in here and then they appear in here. So it's like they don't actually go through a door. There's nothing behind these doors. We have the paintings and we have the description for that room, which we have here. Fountains, staircases, fine carpets, chandeliers, paintings on the walls. Get rid of that trapdoor for pit right there because we got that later on. Candelabras. We get rid of that. We get rid of the fine banquet table. We don't need that. I think we'll keep the coat rack stained with blood. And let me put something dumb to represent that. Something tiny. Do I have something that could represent a coat rack? I don't know if I do. I have random stuff like a wall of gore, but I don't have a coat rack. Yeah, Roll20 is the kind of thing that you get used to over time. It can be a little funky working with it sometimes, but you know. So I'll use this ladder for the coat rack. Actually, I won't. I'm just not gonna have a coat rack. Sorry, folks. We'll describe the coat rack. I just won't put it there. So I'm gonna just put my notes here. Gonna go to the GM layer. And I apologize for anyone trying to really follow too much. Oh, I did it dumb. So once again, I have to go in here and make sure everything kind of line breaks because Roll20 can't actually split things over lines. It doesn't wrap text. So we put that on there. We've got our fountain over there. These are our general notes for the chamber. The old man room, that's super easy. No apparent exit. I'm not putting like exact text for what I'm going to read here because I'm just going to kind of ballpark it. We got to go the paintings, trapdoor, blah, 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 blah. Oh, cool. So we've got this room. And then what I want to do is I want to go to the map layer, select everything, copy, and paste. Oh, pasted that a little close, but I think we're good. Yeah. So there is the shadow reflection room, which is going to be that exact same room, but this is in the shadow dimension. And in that shadow dimension, right by the door, we are going to take that pit tile I have. Where is it? Pit tile. Hello. Pit. I'm going to stick it right there. Except I'm going to put that on the GM layer because they don't know it's there until they step on it. Oh, rather... yeah, let's leave it there. Yeah, there's always an old man on the floor. One of the paintings has an old man on the floor. Cool. So I'm just going to write my... Oh, once again, I got to go in here for these notes that we came up with as we were going. And, well, actually, I'll just take this. So I'm going to go ahead and write what these different paintings show. Oh, and again, I want this on the GM layer, and I want to do that so that no one else can see it. Nothing should be on objects and tokens, by the way, except for the... No, nothing should. So if I select, cool. Don't select anything. So painting 1 with depicts a severely injured old man, whatever. Painting 2, a long hallway. Double click on that. And then painting 3 of flowers and grass. Cool. So we have our 3 paintings, and I think they're just going to be red, pink, and blue in order. Yeah, okay, cool. Not missing too much in chat. That's good. I'm glad I'm not, well, it's not good. I mean, if you guys have ideas to add, I know at this point I'm implementing a lot of stuff in the thing, which can make it a little hard, but if y'all have cool ideas, feel free to shout them out. I'm always listening. So, or I'm trying to listen. So let's start talking about what's in these paintings. Painting 1 is a cakewalk. They get the golden key. Check. Painting 2, let's get our long hallway of stone. So we go here. We make our long hallway. We're just going to put it right there. And we're just going to stick it on. And I think this hallway just has a whole bunch of traps. Oh, all of these are too small. Perfect. I had to make sure the grid actually fit correctly. All right, so... Oh, crap, did I make them all too large now? Yeah, I did. Oh, no. That's not right. Oh, yeah, no, it was right. We have it right. We're good. Sorry about this, guys. All right, there we go. So these actually now all fit to the grid like they're supposed to. Yeah. If someone sits in the chair, it locks them in place. That's a good trap. I'm gonna write that down. Sitting in chair locks player in place. Oh, the thing is, like, I don't. Are we having like actual threats in this room? Is this gonna be a fight room, or is it just a puzzle room? I almost like the idea that it's like a puzzle room. I don't know. We'll figure that out in a minute. So we have our long hallway. I'm just gonna stay right there. That's one of the paintings. And we can start putting some of the traps on there. So one of the traps, let's use... Where's my fire? I think it's right there. Yeah, there we go. Fire. I'm gonna move that to GM layer because it's a trap. Points do not work for this Saturday stream, Adrian, unfortunately. But now you are aware. So we have our fire trap. What other dumb traps? Maybe like a falling rocks. I like that idea. They're like pretty simple, dumb traps, right? Where's the falling rocks? Oh, arcane runes. Right, rubble. Probably under R for rubble. Oh yeah, wow, well look at this. Of course, I'm too dumb to realize that. But GM layer, and again, I want to be on the GM layer for all these. That way players can see. So I'm gonna go back to the GM layer now. Make sure they're all like separated decently. This is a wall of ice. That sounds like a cool thing to include. Oh man, that'd be brutal putting a wall of ice down. I think instead of wall of ice, let's go with, I have a portcullis. Portcullis falling trap. It's a very classic kind of thing. So we will put it right there by the rubble. Move that to the... Oh, we're still in the GM layer. Cool. So we're good. Invisible bear traps. Oh, yes! Oh, good one, good one, good one. Bear trap. Invisible bear trap. Oh no, I want to use that one though. Shit. Trap. Oh, there's my trap door. Trap. Oh, here we go. Here's a bear trap. Free assets. Thank you, whoever made these awesome free assets. You're great. Cool. So we got our bear traps. Oh wait, no shit. I wanted that on the GM layer. Go back to the GM layer. And we're gonna go back there. We're gonna copy. We're gonna paste. Wait. Oh, there we go. And we're gonna paste again right at the door. So that's the first thing they're gonna see. Ooh, and yeah, well, of course we have to finish off with the pinnacle trap, the optimal kind of always have this trap in your dungeon trap. So we're gonna have stairs. Where are my stairs? Probably under S for stairs. I should be reading instead of just scrolling blindly and asking this dumb question. So stairs going up, and that we're gonna move that actually to the map layer because we actually want that to be seen. Whoopsies, what's going on? Oh my gosh! Oh no! If I go to the objects and tokens layer, all of these are objects and tokens. We're gonna move them back to the map layer. Cool. So now back on the map layer. Cool. There we go. Goes up to this level so they can't see the golden key up there. That way they can't just mage hand cheat it. And of course, Flannel Pug, the boulder trap. So let me go over here, scroll up. I don't have a boulder, but I'm sure if I search boulder, or there we go. It's a premium asset. Do I have those? No, I don't. Roll20, why don't you give me premium assets for free? Anyway, rock. I'm just gonna take a dumb random rock. Oh wait, that's a perfect rock. Perfect. Again, we're gonna put that on the GM layer. So that's how it's gonna end. They're gonna climb up, they're gonna grab the key. As soon as they grab the key, the boulder will fall down. The key in the next room must be painted as a portrait of a monster, and then you go into the painting to retrieve it. No, I don't think we're gonna go that complicated with it. Oh, crystal boulder. Oh no. Oh, actually, did I put that? No, okay, that's on the GM layer. Good, that's where I want it. So we got our boulder. Yeah, and I will actually, back on the map layer, I will take just a yellow splop, and that will represent the key. So that way they know it's there. So actually, I made a token on there. Cool, so we have our trap hallway. And maybe we'll put some kobolds to shoot them with bows. I like that idea. I made kobolds already, so I want to use them now. Kobold. They will throw rocks at them throughout the way as they go. Kobolds looking in through arrow slits. And that will give the player something to kill, too. Right. Right. Cool. We got a bunch of random kobolds. Now I'm going to go over to the dynamic lighting. And we're going to just quickly draw our dynamic line, our lines to block lighting, which in this case, we're just going to draw a box because it's just black everywhere else, so it's okay. And actually, the same is going to go for here. There's nothing really to block. We just want to make sure they don't see this other map over there. Alrighty. Oh, actually, you know what'd be cool? Yeah, no, I like the idea that they can't see these two rooms. So if one of them goes through the painting into this other room, that they can't see it. Death Mountain Zelda 2 with lizard men throwing boulders at you from the top. Sword, I've actually never played the Legend of Zelda games. I know, it's crazy. So we have our two rooms here, or we have two of our rooms. And we have now just the third room to worry about. And this is, I think, our last thing. So let's start drawing it out. It's gonna be weird to kind of draw this one because it's just grass. Huh. Do you want to? I want to draw one. Oh, I'm sorry. Objects and tokens, freehand tool. Drawing a circle. Cool. So I just draw a big old circle. I'm gonna put that, oopsies, over there. I'm gonna use this option to fill it with green. So that's repulsive. It's just so bright. They have a darker green. I know you can use whatever green you want. So cool. We have a darker, less painful green. We'll outline it with the painful green, but maybe make that outline small. A skulk? Ooh. Oh, skulks would make excellent monsters to use instead of shadows. But the problem is skulks suck. They're very weak. How tough are skulks? What's a CR? Skulk can't be more than like a CR 1, right? Right? What's a skulk's challenge rating? Pug, that's a cool idea. Skulks make excellent kind of hollow reflections. Yeah. Yeah, skulks are kind of fragile. Maybe we still use skulks and we just buff them up. So I'm going to have to go in. Skulk is definitely not in the SRD. So I'm going to just make a note to myself. I'm going to make this text, and I'm going to make it very big text. Jeremy, add skulks to mirror room. And I need to make that even larger, so I remember to do it once the stream ends. Add more powerful skulks to mirror room. So the idea is we just make slightly more powerful skulks, and we call it a day. Coolio. So we have our big circular area. We got to draw our key, which in this case, I'm just going to yellow line, and I'm going to draw a just yellow key because it's our golden key. Whoop, just gigantic gold key. And actually, wait, am I on the GM info layer? Oh no. Wait, no, I'm not. Oh, okay. You're going to map layer. That's where I want you to be. No. Roll20 is great, and sometimes it's awful. That's got to be a token. That's going to be a map. There we go. Token layer, we have our key. And it's just a big old honking key. I think I'm zoomed out too far is my problem. And then what kind of monsters do we have? Yeah, we'll amp up the skulks. We'll make them more threatening. And then I mean we can put anything in kind of this tiny little garden. I don't think I'm going to use most of these. Oh, caterpillar for this carrion crawler. Perfect. We got caterpillars. Which carrion crawlers? They're not too bad. Oh, I should make an area 3 subfolder. No, not a character. Go by character. Area 3. Carrion crawlers. I think they're CR2. CR2, yeah. Modify the Gloam Seeker. Oh no. Mice Knights. I think what we need is we need a giant. So I don't have the giant ready, and it's gonna just be a pain and really boring to watch me inputting that. Oh, purple wormling. Maybe you use you instead of carrion crawlers or caterpillars. Maybe we use both. We just got a bunch of caterpillars. We got some caterpillars. So 3 caterpillars. What else? Oh, a snail. And actually, I'm going to move that to the GM layer because they got to explore to find the they got to explore to find the key over here because they will appear. I'm on the GM layer. Excellent. I'm going to draw my little arrow to show what goes where. And oh god, I messed that up. Let me get rid of that fill. Perfect. So now I've got my arrow to point me in the right direction. I will select all of these monsters on the object tokens layer, make sure they're on the GM info layer because they're hidden. Giant spiders. I didn't prepare any giant spiders, but maybe we can still do them. We got a snail, some caterpillars. Oh, shambling mound. That's perfect. Right. And yeah. Spiders and bees. Yeah, so we'll add spiders and bees to the list of things they can run into here. I'm going to add another note. Add spiders and bees. Just because, like, I don't have spiders and bees ready. And I don't think I have a good, like, this is a great surrogate for a bee in my list here. Man, giant crayfish might be a decent spider. Yeah, but there are actual giant spiders I can use. Yeah, we'll just ignore that for now. We'll come back to those guys and add them. Let's add a couple mimics to this other room, because I remember we were talking about that. I will add the purple wormling up into here, and then I will add the mimic up into area 2. And yeah, these mimics were still on the GM info layer, which is very important. What's a mimic? The chest is a mimic, let's be honest. The chest is always a mimic. I think this chair is a mimic, but this one's not. The lever is a mimic. Yeah, I think that's it. I think those are the mimics. And the statue's just a statue. Oh, a little river. Yeah, we're gonna be real creative now. Let's add some. Let's be creative, folks. Dark blue, light blue. Let us draw a beautiful river flowing through. Perfect. Isn't this beautiful? So one thing I need to do now, I need to go over into the map layer. I'm going to copy. I'm going into dynamic lighting, and I'm going to type. I'm going to paste. Ooh. Paste. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to move that. Boop. So it's directly over the other one. I'm going to make it transparent. And I'm going to zoom in with Alt and just use the arrow keys to line it up perfectly with the other one. So now we will have a beautiful dynamic lighting border. Perfect. That way it's okay that I drew the river, kind of flowing outside the lines. This is a very strange delve. I could use my little crawfish. Genius. Flannel Pug. We're on the same wavelength today. We have one giant crayfish. And he's in the river. Oh, I gotta move on to the GM layer. And yeah, I mean, like, this is a weird one. Oh, assassin vines. How strong are assassin vines? You gotta be like CR2, maybe. How strong are you? CR3. Excellent. We'll have one assassin vine, and we're gonna have that actually on the key. And it's a GM layer. Perfect. Righteous. So at this point, we got a couple caterpillars. We've got our flail snail, a shambling mound, a crawfish, our kobolds in our horrible trap dungeon. And the traps, I think, are interesting to use, right? Because the traps are going to just be, they're going to hit, like, the first trap, this invisible bear trap, and they're going to be like, all right, okay, how do we avoid this? Oh, the kobolds all need to be on the GM layer, because they are hidden behind little arrow slits. And then most of this hallway, I think, is going to be the players telling me how they avoid all the traps. You know, not necessarily... yeah, not necessarily the traps actually just annihilating them. It might hurt them, but we'll find out. Yeah, I mean, this is a very goofy little thing, but I'm really excited to run it. I think this is going to be a ton of fun. What else would we need for this? Where are we at? Let me look at my notes, because I got really off track. Right. What happens in this big room? Oh, the mimic chair. That would be how it locks it in place. Because the mimic and it's sticky. The shadow reflections we're going to have be these skulks, amped up skulks. Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty set. Oh, brazier of water, brazier and of blah, 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 blah. Whoops. A brazier and a bowl of water. So I like those. I want to include those because I just think they're cool. So let's go back to here. I will go back to my little things. So we have a little basin of water. Perfect. We're going to put that right there. Oh, crap. I'm going to make sure I put it on both things. Am I on the token layer? I want to be on the map layer. And do I have a brazier? I think I do. B is for I don't have a brazier. But I have a campfire, and we'll just say it's a brazier. On the map layer, excellent. There we go. Perfect. All right. Well, I think for the most part, that's all set. God, this is a weird one. This is a lot different than I think the normal adventures we set up here, but I think it's going to be awesome to run anyway. It doesn't look as pretty. This room looks good, but that and that don't look as pretty because I don't have nice tokens for them. But, you know, I think it's going to be cool. I think they're going to get messed up by the, or not messed up, but, you know, they're going to get tricked by the troll. Oh, you need to be on the jam layer in case I screw up and forget to delete you. And yet I'll put some spiders or bees down here. Or both. Spider bees. Yeah. I think that's about it. What else do we need? So the way out, of course, is, or the way down, they go through this trapdoor, and they take their 3 keys, and they put those 3 keys into little locks at the bottom. And that is how they enter into the library, where they steal their tome, and we kind of fluff away the end. They get the tome back, and they escape. Plunder, I see you posted some stuff in Discord. I'm going to have to look at that probably right after the show. Because I'm a little bit distracted at the moment. But, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Sorry I'm a little addled today. It's been a busy couple weeks for me. But I'm really excited to run this tomorrow. I think it's going to be awesome. I think we managed to incorporate a lot of people's ideas into this. So I'm excited. And I think it's cool. Even though it's definitely a fun house adventure, I think it's got some cool stuff going on. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you, as always, of course, for being part of DnDTime. We love you guys. Y'all are the best. And yeah, thank you, Flannel Pug. I appreciate you. And oh shit, you're right, Plunder. We gotta look. Did I put blights in here? I didn't put any blights. How could I be such a fool? Anyway, I'll go back and add a couple more monsters down here they could run into. And yeah. Wyvern, you're not in this, so don't worry. The bear traps are going to be for other people only. Not for you. You're safe. No more bear traps for poor Ark. But invisible bear traps for everyone else. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, everyone. You're the best. We will hopefully see you guys tomorrow for running this adventure. I'm actually really excited for it. I really like this adventure, genuinely. It's a little goofy, a little wonky, but I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So I will catch you all tomorrow, and yeah. I'm Jeremy, and this is DnDTime Behind the Screen. Bye-bye.